Rebecca Harlow.
Hey, Derrick.
Hi.
This
What's
is
up,
sort of a random question for you, but last time you were here, you had the orange ball, and your ball's green now. Have you switched your ball out, or is it the other way around? You had
It's
the
the other
green
way
ball, and
around.
now you've got. Okay, so you've got the orange ball, and it says something on it. So can you tell me about the ball?
Oh wow. I actually put up the ball. I've been carrying it almost my whole career since like my third or fourth year. I got introduced to it by Ron Adams, the assistant coach on Golden State, when he was in Chicago before they let him go. And I feel like it makes my shot one motion. I feel like that's the only reason why I'm still here because it made me change my shot. And the quote I put on it is a quote from Fred Hampton. And that was like months ago prior to all the news surrounding them right now. It's funny how everything comes full circle, but I think the quote says something like if you dare to if you dare to struggle or if you dare to win. I mean, I don't want to mess up the quote, but it's a quote from Fred Hampton, and it's crazy how it's relating to everything, like with the movie and everything that just came out.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Derrick. Just wondering how much you feel comfortable with like the different combinations now. It seems like yesterday you got to start with a different lineup, play with Frank for the first time in a game. How are you feeling with the different pairings and stuff?
I think I'm doing a decent job. A lot of people overlook the fact that when I came here, the first time with Melo and KP, that I was the third option, and I think that helped my game, helped me figure out how could I still affect the game with being the third option. That was the first time in my career that I was put in that position, and I think I did a decent job, and I think it carried on to me going to different teams and just playing my game and finding ways to affect the game in different ways. And that's one of the things that I was telling Quick when he was on the floor when I was playing with him in the second group was that like he never has to look over to the side or has to. I don't want him thinking when we're on the floor. I want him to play his game. And which yesterday he's a dangerous guy when he's playing that way. Like you never know. He's getting so much attention when he's playing free like that. And I think it makes everyone else play free and get them open shots.
Peter Body, New York Post.
Derrick, the 4th through 10th teams in the East right now are separated by one game. Just how close do you guys, I guess, pay attention to the standings? And you guys have Indiana tomorrow, who's actually the 4th seed, and you're only a half a game behind them. So how important is that one?
I think it's very important, especially when you have a coach like Tibbs. He's a Martinet type of individual. He's very serious. He knows the standings, and he's going to remind you of it. This is a team that if we make it into the playoffs, we can end up facing them. And everything is about home court, and in the playoffs, that plays a huge role.
Mike Vorkanoff, The Athletic.
Hey, Derrick, not my question, but I just want to ask, did you call Tibbs a Martinet? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to look that up.
Right.
I want to ask you, you mentioned when you, after the trade, you started shooting more threes since you left New York the first time. And the first time you seemed like you didn't want to shoot threes because you felt like it could hit your efficiency rating and just seemed like hurt you in free agency. I mean, how much did that mindset change in the sense where you were comfortable shooting threes and you thought it became a weapon for you as opposed to something you seem to think could hurt you?
I mean, even though with me not taking the shots, I still have to incorporate that into my game. It's something that has never been a part of my game like that. But teams, they're going under on screens now. They're closing out to me short, or not short, but kind of late, seeing if I'm gonna shoot it. And they're set shots. They're giving me, what I was telling Obi, they're giving you 4 or 5 seconds to shoot. I feel like I can make that shot at a high clip. And it's not like I'm shooting 10 threes a game. Like I'm shooting between 2 to 4 and I feel like I can shoot a high clip when I'm taking the right shots.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Derek, you mentioned the things you learned when you were here the first time. Just wondering how much, like when you have a night like last night, when you have it going early, do you feel like the same player you were when you started in this league? Do you still feel you can do the things that you did back then?
Yeah. Don't get it twisted now. Yeah, man. Yeah. I never lost that confidence. It was just the situations that I was in, and opportunity. Like in this league, I feel like every player can do what can do what like the all stars and what everybody else is doing. But if you give a guy the opportunity and go out there and play free, I feel like they could really produce. And a lot of people don't see, like the fans and everybody around them see like the leash that's on a lot of players in the league where you can't shoot. You can only shoot a certain amount of shots. The shots are limited. If you turn the ball over, you're going to get pulled. If something happen, if you're on a 1-year deal or this or that, like, so it's so many like elements that go into it that players rarely get the opportunity. And I was blessed enough to get it a few times. And with me being playing efficient and building trust with the coaches the teams that I've been on, I feel like that plays a huge role. But my confidence has always been there, even though I'm not the same player, like reckless or explosive player. I feel like I'm skilled. I feel like I've been working on my game prior to me having, after all my injuries, and it's about just showing it and adapting.
Last question, Rebecca Harlow.
Yeah, Derek, just one quick follow-up on the ball. I just want to know if it's a new one this year. And then going back to kind of what Peter was saying, I think for this team moving forward with this group being in playoff contention at this point, you're so crucial to that. Just not only what you bring to the game, what you can do on the floor, but your experience, just being a former MVP, being a guy who's been in the playoffs, understanding kind of what all of it takes. What are you telling the guys about that?
All right, the ball, the green ball that I had, the company like went down, and we were trying to find another ball and we couldn't find it. So the son ended up like rejumping the company, and I think they're in Michigan. So the equipment guy that's in Detroit ended up reaching out to the guys, and they sent over like 4 new balls, and we didn't even know that they like started the company back up. So that was a blessing for me being there, and to get to the experience. I feel like when me come to the team, I could just play a new way of playing. Like I don't have to go out there and score 30 points anymore. I had the team on my back for numerous years. I felt all that. I went through all that, and now I have the luxury of playing with young energy. They bring more life to me whenever I'm on the floor. I try to tell guys different things, or I try to tell them if I miss them on certain passes, all they have to do is express that to me one time, and I'll be able to give them the ball. And it's just a new experience for me. So I'm very grateful to be here, and yeah, just trying to take everything in. It's a blessing.
Thank you, Derek.
Yeah. All right, yo. Appreciate you.
Oh, nice. Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone. Coach is here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Peter Body, New York Post.
Tom, first of all, is there any kind of update on Peyton? Do you see him, being out a few games here, or is there a chance he gets back pretty quick from this?
It's day to day. So he did a little bit of training, but we'll see where he is tomorrow.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, just with having the chance to look back over the film and stuff, just what did you see from Frank getting the minutes that you gave him yesterday? I guess on both ends.
Yeah, really good, solid defense, obviously. And I thought effectively executed the offense, made a lot of good plays. I thought he played very well.
Rebecca Harlow.
Coach, we were just talking to Derrick, and he just seems so comfortable and at peace with, you know, his role, the position that he's in. He's talked a lot about how he's just so grateful for this second chance to play in New York, stuff like that. Now that you've been back with him for a little while, how would you just kind of describe how he's evolved as a player? Like, do you see him being in a really good place in life right now too?
I do. And again, initially he was 22 years old when, you know, we were first together in Chicago, and just to the point where he is today, and all the things that he's gone through, and knowing the type of person he is and the family that he's from, and just seeing how much he's grown as, you know, as a parent, how he is with his kids on and off the floor. He's in a really good place. And he's a consummate pro. Whatever you ask him to do, the team has always been first for him from the beginning to now. So I think both he and Taj have added so much to our team. And he's a great example for all our young guys. And he's handled the ups, he's handled the downs, and everywhere in between. But he's playing at a very high level for us right now.
Like working off.
Hey, Tom. Derrick just called you a martinet, and he seems to have a bit of a personal relationship with you that supersedes usually the coach player relationship, maybe more even than what credit you're given for. I mean, how can you describe the relationship that you guys have, and are you a martinet?
No, I wouldn't say that, but you know, I think anytime you spend the amount of time that we've spent together, and to have all the experiences that we've had some great highs, we've had some lows, and there's just an appreciation for him. And I think that's, you know, one of the best parts of coaching, as you get to know people over a long period of time. You appreciate all the things that they bring. You know, we have great trust in each other. You know, I think we've always been truthful with each other, and I think that's helped us build that trust. But he has a lot of deposits. Actually, you know, obviously with all the things that he's done on all the teams that I've been with, I wouldn't be in this position today without him.
Peter Body.
Tom, you've been very consistent with the length of your rotation. Is there any circumstance that you could see extending it to 11 or 12, you know, with the way Frank can kind of affect you guys defensively?
Probably not. And I think 10 is ideal. And, you know, obviously it's hard because we have, you know, guys that are deserving, but I think sometimes when you extend that far, you sort of take away from the ability to play well, because you do need some time to get a rhythm into the game. So anyone outside of the 10, you're situational, whether it be injury, foul trouble, that sort of thing. But those players are all very important to the team. I value practice greatly. I value the spirit of the team when you're not in the game, just to be into the game, because you never know, this thing could change in a minute. That's the one thing about the NBA. It's a constant change. And whenever you're called upon, you have to be ready. And obviously that was one of the big things that I was pleased with Frank. He wasn't in the rotation, but he was practicing well. And I knew when the opportunity came, he would be ready, and he was.
Steve Popper.
Hey, Tom, with Derrick, he was just talking about that he knows he doesn't have the explosiveness he had before all the injuries, but that he still has the confidence that given the opportunity, he can do things like what he did last night early. Do you ever watch him like when he's hot like that and think back to this is the same guy still, or do you say, you know, he's limited by what time has done?
Yeah, I think his quickness is the same. And yeah, obviously, I think as players, get older, what they do is they get experience and they add things to their game. So he's a lot different than he was when he was at 22. And obviously that athleticism is different now, but he also has the knowledge of all the experiences he's been through. So he's seen just about every defense you could possibly see. And early on, that was an adjustment for him. And he's been trapped, he's been hit. He's seen the early trap, he's seen boxing one, he's seen it all. And I think he has a pretty good idea how to handle all those things now. And he's comfortable with it. But he's always involved his teammates. I think he reads defenses well. He takes much better care of his body now than he did early on in his career. And so I think we're seeing the benefits of that.
Last question, Rebecca Harlow.
Coach, it was interesting last night when you touched on the fact that, the idea of this team potentially going to the playoffs, that you don't want to lose sight of the daily steps and the work and the process. When you're developing young players at the same time with this young group, how easy or difficult has it been to keep them focused on the daily and not get ahead of themselves with their ultimate goals?
Well, it's not easy because you can be easily distracted in this league. I think, we've all seen that. And so I think the important thing is to build the right habits and establish routines right away. And I think if we do that and we prioritize what's important for us and what's important for the team first, there's still plenty of time to do all the other things that you want to be involved with. But if you take your eyes off of what the most important thing is, you'll get lost. And I think if you look ahead, or if you look behind, if you look at something that happened previously, you're not going to be focused on what's in front of you. And that's the important thing. And that's the challenge of this league, is coming every night ready to go. There's so much talent. Every team in this league is a great team. Every player is a great player. So you can't let your guard down at all. And sometimes it's, if you don't have that edge, you're going to fall. And if you start to feel too good about yourself, you're going to fall. You have to bring it every day, and that's the beauty of the league. The competition should bring the best out of you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We got Obi.
Hey, everyone. We have Obi Toppin. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Peter Body, New York Post.
Obi, hey, reports out there that you're headed to the slam dunk competition. Just any thoughts on that?
I haven't heard anything about that yet, but I would love to be in the dunk contest, but right now we got a couple more games before All-Star break, so we got to focus on that right now. But I'll definitely love to be in the dunk contest when that time comes.
Mike Workenoff.
Obi, if you were to be able to be in the dunk contest, would you look forward to that experience? And have you thought yet of what kind of dunks you try to pull off?
Yeah, just because I grew up watching All-Star Weekend and watching the dunk contest, the skills challenge, the All-Star game. I definitely love to be a part of that. It'll definitely be amazing. But like I said, we still have 3-4 more games left until that day. So we have to focus on these days coming ahead. So
Steve Popper.
Yeah, we're just wondering, have you ever been in a slam dunk competition in with the college or high school tournaments or anything?
When I was in a slam dunk contest in high school and in the All-Star game at the end of the year, and I was in a slam dunk contest my prep school year, mid-season. We had a dunk contest. I won one of them, and the other one I didn't win. The prep school one I didn't win. So
Rebecca Harlow.
Obi, just coming off of last night, just how dynamic that was. And then also the fact that everybody was involved in that game. Have you noticed that that's good for just sort of the overall camaraderie of the team with all the work that everyone's putting in to have a night where guys like Frank are chipping in, et cetera? Like, what does that do for this group?
Yeah, first, like we a big family, and we all work very hard every single day for our opportunity when it comes. When coach calls our name, we're all ready to step on that court. And Frank did what he had to do when he came into the game, and he did great. And we did good as a team and came out with that W. And we have a lot more games coming up that we're gonna need everybody on the bench. So.
Mike Vorkanoff.
Obi, who's the best dunker in the family?
Oh, me. For sure me. My brother might say it's him, but I think I can pull more tricks out than he can. So my dad still got some though.
Hey, Obi, I think I thought you were gonna leave your dad out there for a second. Just has he taught you any or talked to anything about ones you'd like to do, or maybe advice for something like that?
Yeah, for sure. Like I grew up watching my dad. My dad's nickname is Dunker's Delight. So he had a lot of trick dunks when he was playing with the Court Kings and all the other teams he played for. So maybe I might pull out one of his dunks. Like we'll have to see. But he definitely had some tricks back then. I think I have better ones now though. So
Peter Body.
Obi, beyond your dad, who are some of your favorite dunkers that you've watched kind of win that competition over the years?
Gotta say Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, he's been amazing in the past dunk contest. Vince Carter, obviously, he had some historic dunks. Aaron Gordon too. It's been a lot of guys in the dunk contest that I've been watching through my life that have really good dunks. So I'll just have to, if the time comes for me to be in it, and if I'm allowed, or if they say I'm in the dunk contest, I'll have to do a lot of studying and hopefully come out with something nobody's seen. So
Thanks, Obi.
thank you.